Hello friends and my dear student, myself Komal Walde from RBNB College, Shrirampur district, Ahmednagar. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter Human Nutrition from Standard 11th Biology. Students, we know that the nutrition, we intake food, fruits, dry fruits, all the things, and it includes in the nutritive foods, green vegetables, fruits, the seasonal fruits, these all are included in the nutritive food. So, what is the nutrition? All animals, including the human being, intake the particular food. So, the nutrition is the sum of the processes by which organism consume and utilize the food substances, that is we call nutrition. The World Health Organization, that means the WHO, defines the nutrition as a intake of food. The nutrition as the intake of food which is considered in the relation of the body dietary, the relation to the body dietary needs. The dietary needs of the healthy human, that include in the healthy human being, it includes the calcium, vitamins, minerals, water, carbohydrate, protein, fibers, etc. These all considered as the dietary needs or dietary foods of the human being. Again, the term nutrition, it is include the various processes. The term nutrition which include the ingestion, then digestion, absorption, assimilation, and lastly the egestion. These processes are included in the nutrition. Not only the intake of food, these all processes are included in the nutrition. Now, we know that the food provide energy to all the animals or to all the human being. These energy are utilized for the growth and the tissue repair. We intake the food and that food is provide the energy, and this organic material for it is used for growth as well as the tissue repair. But the vitamins and minerals are also required in small quantity. Not only the food, we require the vitamins and minerals also, and fibers or fats also. These consume to the need of proceed which is utilized by the human being. Means it is also required, means these small quantities of the vitamins and minerals also required in the nutrition. Now what is the digestion? The process digestion, it is also included in the human nutrition. We know that in the human nutrition, the human digestive system are included. And what is the meaning of digestion? The digestion is the defined as in which the complex substances or non-diffusible, complex, non-absorbable food is converted into diffusible and in the simple substance. Means the complex substances or non-diffusible food substances are converted into what? The simple, diffusible and assimilable substance, that is known as the digestion. Now we are moving the next topic, that is the human digestive system. It includes the alimentary canal. Not only alimentary canal, it includes alimentary canal, stomach, liver, intestine, rectum and the anus. So we are start the first topic of the human digestive system, that is the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal it is the long tubular structure of 8 to 10 meters, which is start from the mouth to that remaining organs. Now we start the first digestive organ or first organ from the alimentary canal, that is the mouth. It is the mouth which include teeth as well as the tongue also. Which include the teeth and mouth, mouth include the teeth and tongue and the gland, that is the salivary gland. Now the mouth is also known as buccal cavity. The mouth is also known as oral cavity or the buccal cavity, which is bounded by the upper and lower lips. The mouth is bounded by the upper and lower lip. It is the fleshy lips. The wall of mouth is formed by the cheeks, as well as the roof is formed by the palate, and the floor is bound by the tongue. In the mouth, it is internally lined by the salivary glands or mucous membrane. We can say that the mouth is internally lined by the mucous membrane, and the salivary glands are open into the buccal cavity, or salivary glands are open into the mouth below the tongue. Now the teeth. Teeth is main organ or main digestive organ. Teeth is the main organ of the buccal cavity, which is take part in the digestion. We know that in the human being there are the 32 teeth are present in the buccal cavity in the adult human being. The human dentition is described as the thecodont, heterodont and diphodont. Okay, the diphodont, heterodont and the thecodont. Because thecodont types, because each tooth is fixed with the separate socket. Each tooth is fixed with the separate socket which present in the jaw bones, and we get only the 2 set of the teeth. In our lifetime we get only the 2 set of the teeth. That's why we can say that it is the diphodont. Diphodont means we have or we get the milk teeth and the permanent teeth, means the only 2 type of the teeth. That's why it is the diphodont. Then heterodont. So heterodont because we have 4 different types of the teeth. We have 4 different type of the teeth. That's why we can say that it is the heterodont. They are incisor, canines, premolars and the molars. We know that the 4 type of the teeth, incisor, canines, molars and the premolars. Each half of each jaw has the 2 incisor, 1 canine, 2 premolars and the 3 molars. That's why the dental formula of the human being is represented as I, okay, it is the formula of dental teeth. This is the I 2 by 2, C 1 by 1, M that is the 3 by 3 and is equals to 2 1 2 3. There is the PM is the 2, so 2 1 2 3. It is the dental formula of human being. Now we know that a tooth consists a portion that project above the gum is called as crown. The portion having above the gum, it is known as the crown, and the lower portion is known as the root, or it is known as the root canal. The root is made up of 2 or 3 projection which is embedded in the gum. The root is embedded in the gum, and the upper portion which is free, or it is known as the crown. A short neck which is connect the crown into the root. It is the structure of tooth. The crown is covered by the hardest substance, and that substance is known as the enamel. It is the hardest substance of the tooth, which is known as the enamel. Below the enamel is made up from the calcium. The enamel is made up from the calcium, and the tooth which is derived from the dentine. The tooth is derived from the dentine and calcified connective tissue. It is derived from the dentine and a calcified connective tissue which is above the gum or above the root. That is, the enamel is present. The dentine enclose a cavity. That cavity is known as the pulp cavity. The dentine enclose, it is the dentine, and it enclose a cavity which is known as the pulp cavity. Again, the pulp cavity has extension in the root of the tooth, and this is the cavity, or the pulp cavity has extension in the root of the tooth, and that cavity is known as the root canal. It is known as the root canal. Again, the dentine of the root of the tooth is covered by the cementum, and it is the bone-like substance. It is the bone-like substance which attach the root surrounding the socket of the jaw bones or socket of the gum. It is surrounded by the socket of the gums. And we know that the study of teeth with respect to the number, arrangement, development, etc. is known as the dentition. These terms include in the teeth the dentition, which is known as the study of the systematic study of the teeth with respect to their number, arrangement and the development. Now the next organ of the buccal cavity is tongue. In the buccal cavity or in the mouth, there is the tongue also present. What is the tongue? It is the muscular fleshy organ and roughly triangular in shape. The tongue is fleshy organ which is roughly triangular in shape. It lies along the floor of the buccal cavity. It lies along the floor of the buccal cavity. The upper surface of the tongue bears numerous projections. The upper surface of the tongue which bears the numerous projection, that is known as the papillae. These projections are called as the papillae, and some papillae bear sensory receptor. Some papillae of the tongue bear sensory receptor, and that is called as the taste buds. That is, numerous projections which having the sensory receptor is called as the taste bud. Now the alimentary canal included, first one is the mouth, in which teeth and tongue is present, and the next organ of the alimentary canal is the pharynx. Next to the tongue there is the pharynx. The buccal cavity which is leads to the pharynx, it is leads to the short pharynx. The pharynx is common passage for the food and air. The pharynx is present in between here, which is the short passage for the food as well as air. The pharynx are included in the digestive system as well as in the in the respiratory system also. That's why the pharynx is common passage for the air as well as the food. The upper region of the pharynx is called trachea. The upper region of the pharynx is called trachea. The pharynx is open into the trachea, and that opening is called glottis. Where is the pharynx is open into the trachea, that opening is called as the glottis, and the glottis is guarded by the cartilaginous flap, and this cartilaginous flap is called the epiglottis. Means the glottis is guarded or covered by the epiglottis. The epiglottis close during the swallowing. When the food is swallowed by the human, the epiglottis is closed, and it prevents the entry of food into the trachea. That's why the epiglottis is closed during the swallowing process, and that's why it prevents the entry of food into the trachea. The lower region of the pharynx is called oropharynx. The lower region of the pharynx is called the oropharynx, and oropharynx open into the usophagus. The oropharynx is open into the next organ, that is the usophagus, and this means the oropharynx open into usophagus through the gullet. Now the next organ of the alimentary canal, it is the usophagus. We can see that there is the long tube-like or duct-like structure is start from the pharynx, and it is connected to the liver. That tube-like structure is known as the usophagus. The usophagus is a thin muscular tube. It is thin and the muscular tube which lies behind the trachea. It lies behind the trachea, and the length of that usophagus is near about 25 centimeter long tube. It is the 25 centimeter long tube which passes through the neck, which passes through the central rib cage and diaphragm. It is passes through the neck, rib cage, diaphragm, and join to the stomach. It join to the stomach. It is lined by the mucous cell. The esophagus is lined by the mucous cell. This mucus lubricates the passageway of food. This mucus it is lubricate the passageway of the food. It is the structure of esophagus which is made up by the longitudinally and circular muscle. The esophagus is made up by the longitudinal as well as the circular muscle, and the rhythmic wave of the contraction and relaxation. The rhythmic wave of the contraction and relaxation of this muscle is called as the peristalsis. The process peristalsis is carried out by the esophagus, and this process is carried out by the contraction and relaxation of the longitudinal and circular muscle. And this peristalsis process is help in the passage of food through the esophagus, and this esophagus is continued to it is connected to the stomach. Now from the stomach again the alimentary canal or digestive system is consists the stomach, small intestine and large intestine, then lastly the rectum and anus. This stomach, liver, intestine we will discuss in the next video. Thank you.